Hello, this is not a spring check-in today. Well, the weather's great, the wind is blowing, and it's a perfect day for sailing. Now, in fact, I think we've seen a traffic collision almost of boats, not cars. So let's bring Oldecam on. Oh yes, and perfect for the weather, sea bags. A tote, sturdy, and made out of sailbags. So let's bring Oldecam on for comments on the headlines of today.
As most of you know, Not a Spring Chick today is doing her jury duty. Mainly she's sitting around in the pool waiting to be called. So I'm sort of doing this all on my own again today. But let's see. Winning a Nobel Prize for medicine leads to a surprising bonus for a geneticist. Well, after decades, his sister discovered him because he's famous. The problem was he was actually famous before also. Stocks mixed as oil prices back off last week's surge. Problem, they've got tankers sitting in the ocean out there so full that it's unbelievable. They're just not selling stuff, but they don't really care. Heat wave hits East Coast as Midwest braces for rain. It's exactly what they want in the Midwest is more rain and more heat in the East. Here's a good one. Debt is a major problem for many. A study has shown that. Well, it has always been a major problem for many. Gates recommends Swartz as next Air Force chief. Well, the guy tends to follow his, designs of what an Air Force chief should be like, so that's sort of obvious. Tens of thousands of European truckers protest fuel prices. They can protest all they want, but the governments have no control over the prices going down, but they sure can cause them to go up. Obama to tax the wealthy to give it to his constituency. That's called to the winner goes the spoils. He's going to tax Republicans to give it to Democrats. April pending home sales rise as prices tumble. Why is it every month the home sales keep going up and yet people keep losing more homes? It doesn't make sense, does it? Should soldiers with mental problems get the Purple Heart? Well, that should, getting shot is what you get. Getting shot, get injured. If even you get shot in the butt, that's still getting wounded in action. But simply a mental problem, that's a iffy. Violence and property crime declined in 2007. Well, not from what I can see, but it looks good on the news. Bush leads for final summit with European nations. Well, if you listen to those European nations, they would all prefer that Obama was there, not Bush. Because as they have said, Obama is a man that they can deal with, which means they can roll him. Gas hits national levy to $4 for the first time. Find that $4 a gallon. I haven't seen any. Astronauts test robotic arm on space station lab. Well, they've been testing it for days. Setter called hero for helping save 5 others. How do you drown in a regatta? That's supposedly about as safe a sailing event as you possibly can find. Now, I feel sorry for the gentleman, no. Our woman shunning Obama pollster says no. Well, you have to look at those women and say they're not going to vote for Obama no matter what. If he just loses a few percent of those women and they vote for McCain, Obama's in big trouble. Stranded divers chase off Komodo dragon on island. Well, it's their island, folks. It's not the swimmers. Midwest coast with flood. East warned of more heat. This basically just announced that it's going to get worse before it gets better. Blog warnings posted ahead of Tokyo knife rampage. If you actually read that somebody's going to do something, there might be a hint that they're actually going to do it. Racial attitudes pose challenge for Obama. Well, yeah, all those people that he said were rednecks aren't likely to vote for the man no matter what they say. Clinton suspends campaign endorses Obama. Well, suspends meaning that she'll go to the convention with an armload of delegates that Obama's going to end up running on her platform. Lehman raising $6 billion in capital expects $2 billion loss. How do we work in a company that's losing money right and left raise money? Icon's big bet on Yahoo hinges on Microsoft sale. Well, the company's going to get sold. The problem is how diluted is the company before it gets sold. Giant California land partnership files for Chapter 11. Of course, these are the people that the Democrats want to raise the taxes on because, what you want to do is put more businesses out of work and then put more employees out of work. We got no summer break for McCain and Obama. Of course, according to the news I just heard, even on Fox, they said, it's all over for McCain, so he might as well just go back home and, play with his grandchildren, if he's got any. Myanmar cyclone tourism sector reels from cyclone. Actually, I didn't know that they allowed tourists in Burma anymore. McCain, Obama reject ABC's town hall invitation. Well, they got the first invitation. They both objected to it for the simple reason that they want it to be seen by everyone and not just on the ABC television network. And that's not likely to happen. You're going to have one network or another carry it, not everybody, because it's just too expensive to do that anymore. Saudi Arabia is calling a meeting on oil prices as sales start to fall. Basically, they're probably calling a meeting to figure out how they could raise the prices even more, because the United States no longer has any say in the prices. It has nothing to do with the weak dollar. It has to do with the fact that China has more, has more drivers. India has more drivers. They have more automobiles. They need far more petroleum than we use. So if they're willing to pay $200 a barrel, then stick the world. Let's see. Clinton reaches out to women. Well, that's a study that they just said that an analysis is that she's reaching out to women. I thought that was her core constituency was women, middle-aged and older. But now we find out from the analysis and the studies that she's now reaching out to those women. Democrats plan to raise taxes on oil companies. Well, let's see. They have said that that there was a direct correlation between the Democrats' attacks on the oil companies in the past month and the Democrats demanding an investigation of oil traders. It led the cost of oil to go up. So guess what's going to happen if they raise the taxes on the companies? You're going to be paying through the nose for their intervention. Evangelists are still weary despite McCain's outreach. Well, this isn't like minorities have to vote for Obama, because when you get to be a wealthy minority, you tend to become Republican. This isn't like women have to vote for Obama, and evangelists, what is an evangelist going to turn to? Is he going to vote for somebody that believes in abortion, that wants to take God out of all of In God We Trust, that want to ban the Pledge of Allegiance? I don't think they're going to vote for Obama. As Moneyball is the Mark Twain of the animal kingdom, there's a great difference between have to and not have to. You ever really not wanted to get out of bed in the morning when you didn't have to, and have to get out of bed in the morning when you had to? Then you know there is a big difference between have to and wanting.
Place I'd rather be at the beach instead of jury duty.